What's up, guys? It's your boy JohnPick with Sharp Bets DFS, back with another video to help you make money on PrizePicks, Underdog, Sleeper, and many others tonight. But first, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any more of our videos that we put out on a daily basis, and check out that pinned link in the comments below. That's a Patreon link where for $14.99 a month, you'll get all the tips, advice, players to tail, tickets to tail, anything and everything you could possibly need to succeed on PrizePicks, Underdog, Sleeper, and all the other platforms tonight. Again, that's a Patreon link that for $14.99 a month, you'll get instant access to our Discord. That's where all the magic happens. Come on and come join us, guys. I'm not going to waste a whole lot of your time today. It's the finals, baby. This is it. It's kind of a bittersweet thing because, you know, as much as we love basketball and we're excited this is happening, it's over after this. There is no more. So, you know, let's just enjoy what we got here. Until then, we got this Nikola Jokic free square looking real plump in his picture here. But hey, man, you know, don't let that sweet face fool you. He's a monster, as we all know, right? So we're going to take him as the first pick here. The most obvious pick ever. What I've got pulled up over here, though, is what happened the last time, which ended up being the only time that the Heat and the Nuggets played this past regular season. And that would have been on, if I'm not mistaken, it was on New Year's Eve. So on the 30th of December of last year. So not too long ago. And just a little bit of difference as far as personnel. As you can see here, these were the starters. This is what they ended up doing. Surprisingly, Bam had himself a game. 22 points, right? Got to the free throw line 11 times and sunk 10 of those free throws. Food for thought, right? Something to keep in mind. Or at least I think so. So there's that. Got himself 4 offensive rebounds and only 3 defensive rebounds, making that 7 total there. A little bit deceiving because, as you may or may have not noticed, they've got them broken down into offensive and regular rebounds here. So, although it seems like they're offering PrizePicks, that is, seems like they're offering you more here. I think it's just more for you to make a mistake on is really what their angle is. But that's why we're here. We're here to help you make sure you guys don't fall into these traps, right? So, again, this is what they did the last time they were up against each other. The Nuggets did prevail, but by a slight margin, and it took them overtime to make that happen. So, close game. And I expect some close games in this series as well, to be completely honest with you. Some people think the Nuggets are going to blow them out. You know, the Nuggets are heavy favorites, right? Well, shoot. Old Himmy Butler over there. We're talking playoff Himmy, right? So, yeah, they love the underdog spotlight, right? They've been underdogs in all 3 series they've won to get here. And they're underdogs tonight and going forward in this series. So we'll see what happens, guys. I think it should be an amazing series. That all being said, let's take a look at what they're offering on the board today. You know, it's like I said in the last meeting that they had. Bam ended up with 22 points, right? 22 points, 7 rebounds, a couple of assists. That seems pretty standard for him. 4 steals and 2 blocks. Ooh, those are big for what? I'll give you a second. Fantasy score. That's exactly right. So that's the first category we're going to mosey on over to here, if I can find it. Okay, there it is. Excuse me. So, fantasy score. Loving this. Let's go with Bam. I'm loving Bam Adebayo to go over 34.5 fantasy, right? His numbers don't, you know, that's a whole lot of red there. But, you know, if we were in Game 7 against Boston, I'd say that's a pretty good indication of what's going to happen. And sure enough, it pretty much was. I don't think that's going to be the same case. You know, he's not up against, you know, Horford and Williams back there. So it's Jokic, who is, you know, he's not a slouch defender, but he's not exactly, you know, owning the paint as far as stopping someone from scoring. So, and Adebayo can also shoot from the outside as well. So, what I see happening tonight, my game script in my head anyway, is Bam getting down low on the block with Jokic banging down in there, right? And either kicking it out and getting some assists, or getting the ball, shot right back into him in there and making some mid-range jumpers, maybe driving the basket, getting fouled, right? So a couple of different options would be his fantasy score, and then I actually also liked his free throws, which have stayed at 3.5, which is kind of crazy. So I'd say either one of these are money, right? We're going to stick with fantasy just because of the multitude of different categories he was able to score in, and only kept his personal fouls down to 3 as well. Now, again, this was the last time the Heat met the Nuggets. New Year's Eve of last year, again, 124 to 119 was the final score. Denver getting the win, but it took them overtime to get it. So, close game. Should be a really exciting game. So, we're going to stick with the fantasy. Feel free to go with the free throws as well. I think that's also a great avenue to go down. Now, again, just like we said with the fantasy score with Bam, who else is a big stock monster, right? Jimmy Butler. Himmy Butler. So, we're looking at Himmy Butler fantasy score as well. And I think that's just a gimme, honestly and truthfully. If you look at what he's done, again, not the greatest indication of what he'll do against the Nuggets. If you look at what he did this last time they met, 17 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 steals. Sounds about right. That sounds like Himmy to me. Only 1 personal foul. Only turned the ball over 1 time. Because those turnovers, those are killers for fantasy as well. As good as steals and blocks are, turnovers are equally as bad. So obviously you want to stay away from that if you can. He only had the 1 turnover last time. Nuggets are pretty good at taking the ball away, but hey, this is a whole new beast right here. This is the NBA Finals. It's all coming down to this. These guys almost certainly aren't going to be making the same amount of mistakes that they were during the regular season, or maybe they'll make more. But I'd say that you can't necessarily go by the amount of turnovers they got in the regular season. Some of the other statistical categories, probably good to go as far as comparing. So, again, we're looking so far at Jimmy Butler fantasy, Bam Adebayo fantasy, and Bam Adebayo free throws as possible pairings with old Nicola over here, the free square. Another one I was looking at that I really liked was Jimmy Butler deflections. Ooh. So deflections, I'm assuming, is just like, in football when you've got a tipped pass, right? So, and Jimmy Butler, again, 4 steals here, and he's typically good for 2 to 3 steals a night. I mean, that's about what the man averages as far as the regular season. I think it was just a little bit above 2. So, knowing that and just watching the games as closely and as often as I did, this man is all over the place on defense. He's tipping passes. Even if he doesn't get the steal, he's the one knocking the ball out of bounds, right? And then, they get the ball back, reset the offense, all that. He's constantly interrupting the opposing team, right? So 3.5 deflections, that seems like a gimme, right? To me, anyway. I love it. That's probably what I'm going to personally go with, is Jimmy Butler over 3.5 deflections. But I'm not going to leave that up because I don't want people just speeding right through the video, right? So those are some of the options that we saw. I also liked for tonight, as far as another Denver prop, also was looking at Jamal Murray over 1.5 blocks and steals. The reason why, this man just got straight up green beans, bro, all over the place. And again, not always the greatest indication of what may happen, just because they were playing the Lakers and then Phoenix before that. But look at this, 3, 2, 4, 4, 4. Absolutely smashed this, doubled this line in 4 out of his last 5 and met the line 5 out of his last 5. But again, they were playing the Lakers and then Phoenix before that. So neither one of those teams are Denver in any way, shape, or form. Or I'm sorry, are Miami in any way, shape, or form. So, take that with a grain of salt, I'd say. What did he get as far as steals and blocks the last time they met? 0. But again, that was quite a while back. New Year's Eve of last year. So, I still like it. I'm looking at Jamal Murray over 1.5 blocks and steals. So, As far as another Denver play, I'm not sure that's what I'd go with. If I'm going to do just a two-man, I'm probably sticking with this right here, okay? This is what I'm liking. Nikola Jokic, obviously the free square, and then Bam Adebayo over 34.5 fantasy score. Those are your basketball picks for tonight for game one of the finals. I know you guys are excited. We sure are. Lots of excitement going on in the Discord. You guys should definitely come join us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any more of our videos that we put out on a daily basis. And check out that pinned link in the comments below. That's going to get you access to the Discord that I was telling you about, right? Where you'll find all the tips, advice, players to tail, tickets to tail, anything and everything you could possibly need to succeed on PrizePicks, Underdog, Sleeper, and many others tonight in the whole NBA Finals. Come join us, guys. It's going to be the place to be as far as getting these wins. Let's do it, right? And until next time, guys, I'm JohnPick with Sharp Bets DFS. Let's get that money, son.